Hello, this is Panda and I'm here together with Senkan.
Hello.
And today we want to show you a one-click command that allows you to count items. So I will just paste it in here. You will be able to find the command in the video description. There will be a link to it. And I will set the command block to always active, so I don't need to place anything else. And yeah, make sure to leave it on impulse because repeating command blocks can be devastating with one-click commands. And yeah, then it pastes this thing here. And to turn it off, we just need to flick this lever. And then you will see some stats appearing at the right side there. And yeah, if I now throw items in here where it says send items in here, then you will see numbers going up and down, or rather just up, I guess. But Senkan can explain these numbers a bit while I build some test setup here.
So, as you can see in the sidebar, we have 5 fake players, each with their own different scores. First, we'll talk about the total item player. Whenever anyone drops any items in the vicinity of the send item in here text, the count of these items will be added to the total items in the scoreboard, and then shortly afterwards, the items themselves will be deleted. The next 2 scoreboards are the time scoreboards. However, as you can see, there are 2 different times, the game seconds and the real seconds. The game seconds score represents the number of game ticks that have passed since the machine was turned on, divided by 20, the number of game ticks in a second. The real seconds represents the number of seconds in real life which have passed since the machine was turned on. We can calculate this using world border commands, a system I discovered while watching Sparks from Accidental Games use in his custom map, and previously discovered by Headaxe. With these two times, we can establish 2 different rates of item production, items per game hour and items per real hour, and these are the other objectives which can be seen in the item counter scoreboard to the side. And there you go.
So you can see I turned up the random tick speed while Senkan was talking to 10 million, which is on this world apparently enough to slow down the tick speed a bit. And you can see now the real seconds go up faster than the game seconds. So we are at 2 minutes real time already and just a little over 1 minute game time. And yeah, you can also see that resembled in the items per game hour and items per real hour. But now I built a fast clock here, and that will shoot out items into the send an item thing here. And we will just reset this thing and turn on the clock. Actually, let's just oh yeah, get the tick speed to normal again. That was interesting. So let's reset it again. So we can see a comparator clock shooting out items here, and that should be 18,000 items per hour. And as game hour and real hour is the same at the moment as we run on 20 TPS, you can see indeed it goes to about 18,000, right? Like 17, 18,000 something. So it of course jumps up and down a bit. You have to wait for long enough for it to like get the exact value. But another thing we could test is a hopper, which speed that has. So if I put a hopper here and lock it, and then
reset it.
Put skulls in there and take these ones out. So okay, can you turn it on again?
Yep.
So Senkan just flicks the lever to off and on again, and now it's on again. And you can see for a hopper the speed would be because now it's limited by this hopper as the thing is empty, it would be 9,000 items per hour. To get exact values, especially for farms, which this is intended for, you sometimes have to wait a really long time, like several days, because yeah, there's just a lot of randomness involved. For example, when I tested a witch farm together with Spire, we had it run for I think almost a week, and it was still jumping up and down a bit, the number. We still had no exact value. So yeah, maybe I should mention this thing only can run for 6.9 days. After that, you will most likely get an overflow in negative numbers in the scoreboard, so it's not intended for super long running. But yeah, I think that's most of it already. We have a self-destruct button here with which we can remove the device, and of course don't use it in survival mode. It's just for creative worlds where you want to to try out how fast your farm is. If you build a witch farm or something and you want to know what the rate is, then you can try it out of this thing. And
yeah, probably one of the best things about the counter itself is that it doesn't just give the items per game hour, like the theoretical time. It gives the actual real time as well. So it tells you how sort of expensive on your computer the farm is, or rather how sort of laggy it makes your Minecraft world. And that's really good for, especially for optimization, because you could have a really theoretically fast farm. A good example is the sand generator that Panda and Spire made recently. That's a super fast farm, but if you extend that farm out so it goes into like the starts pushing blocks out into the lazy chunks and stuff, it lowers the TPS down such that it's not actually useful anymore. It doesn't give you any more than their original farm. So that is the beauty of this machine. It actually shows you what you're really getting, which is quite advantageous, because normally you don't see that.
indeed, so the upper one is the one you could put in the title and say, okay, that's what it theoretically does, and the lower one is the one you should use for calculations.
Exactly, yeah.
So yeah, or the game hour is the one you could put in the title and say, okay, that's theoretically what it does, and the real hour is what you should use. Now I think what's left to do is that we go in our actual world with a farm and just test the speed of a farm, right?
Sounds good to me.
And here we are. This is Spire's 40,000 iron ingots per hour iron farm. A pretty amazing build, and we will use it to test the machine, or rather we will use the machine to test the farm if it holds what it promises of 40,000 iron ingots per hour. So first we need to get the command in here again. Now, as I said, be careful with it. It will replace stuff. Don't place it in survival worlds, and if you place it in a farm like that, make sure to have a backup or really know what you're doing. So I need to face in the east direction. So yeah, Senkan is helping me there already. I need to face in the east direction and make sure that there is a 7x7 by I think a little more than 7 high space.
A little more than 7. So
Actually,
precise.
I think we can. So let's say 7x7x8. I think that should do it. Space behind it, like 3 blocks in this direction, 3 blocks in this direction, and 7 blocks in this direction, and upwards we have enough space. Then I paste it in here. Always active impulse. Zap, and it's there. Yep, it fits in here. So now to measure this farm, we will not funnel the items in here. At the moment they come out over here. And what we will just do is press the secret little button here that will give us an armor stint named item counter. And I need to remove the water here to place it, but then I can place it here. And that will then also remove the items and count them to the items count once we turn it on. And I think that's what we can do now. Just flick the on switch again. And you can see it collects the items now. Sometimes look like they pass, but that's just client-side lag. You can see they get deleted. And yeah, the count starts. Now, to get a real value would have to run it for at least several hours. But instead we will just run it for 5 minutes or so and then see what the numbers say. Okay, we waited about 12 to 13 minutes. I think 13 minutes, about 13 minutes now. And you can see the farm is jumping around 40,000 items per hour in-game as well as real hours. So this farm actually runs at 20 TPS on my CPU. Impressive. Spire was sort of promising me TPS slowdowns, which would have been good to show it here, but well, I'm not disappointed.
Can't argue
it's
with
okay.
results.
Indeed. So yeah, the farm has indeed the speedy claim. That's nice. So make sure to check out Senkan. The link will be in the description. And yeah, I guess the last thing left to say is this is a remove button. We can just press it and this thing will be gone. And all scoreboards are removed.
And it's replaced with a Senkan.
Oh, thanks for watching and see you next time.
Bye-bye.